Hello students, we are looking at how to make a repeating pattern like this. We're going to call it a linear pattern because it's in a line. So linear pattern is what we're going to look at here today to work on our ornament design here. So this is assuming that you already have a nice back piece to start your drawing on. So we are going to try and make something similar to this one over on this second one here. So let's see if I can zoom in over there a little bit. Boop, doop, doop. All right. So we're going to start a new sketch, and we're going to say sketch on this surface right there. And then the first thing we're going to do is trying to get this line that's a little bit smaller, but the same exact shape. So we're going to find this tool called offset, and this creates a parallel line that is a certain distance away. And if I click on that, you can see that it's going to make you go outwards if you want it to be larger. I kind of want mine to be smaller, going inwards like so. And you can play with this little arrow. Sometimes if you get too small, it gives you a little error message. So play around with that and see what you can get to work there for you. And then I'm like, that looks good to me. So I'm like, oh, there we go. And you can always come back and adjust this number later if you want by typing something else in there. So let's go ahead and put a nice shape in there. I'm going to do a little circle like so, and I want this one to repeat. So this circle is going to be like this one here, and this can be any shape. It does not have to be a circle. It could be a little Santa Claus face or a candle or whatever you want, reindeer. So we're going to find this one that's called linear pattern. So you click on that, and then we click on the part we want to repeat, and you'll see it starts going and showing us this here, right? So you can play with these arrows, and you can play with, that's going to be the distance between them. And I actually want maybe 6 or 7 or whatever number I want. Well, let's try 8. And those are pretty far apart. And there, you can play around with these and get these to look pretty good there. Oh, I like the look of that. That looks pretty good, I think. Maybe a tiny bit less. If you want to be really precise with this and make it exact, you might want to only pattern the left side and then reflect this over to the right side so that it's exactly the same. This one up here is if you want to pattern it vertically and make that repeat upwards at the same time. So you can see that that's not really what I want right now. So you can just leave that one alone, but that is there if you do want to use that. I'm going to call that good, so I'm going to click off to the side here and push enter. Yeah, and then click off to the side again, and sometimes you got to push that a couple times. But you can see there, I did it. Doesn't look great, but play around with those numbers, and you can adjust that still and find out what's going to work for you well. All right, and if you want the second one, the second row of some other piece, you can zoom in here. And if you want that to be exactly centered off the other ones, you can come straight down there. And I'm just going to do this and make a nice little construction line out of the center so that I can mirror this. We were just talking about mirroring this a second ago. And I'm mirroring over this line so that I get a nice symmetrical shape there. I'm done mirroring. And now this shape is perfectly lined up with this center point. And now when I pattern this and do a linear pattern again, I'm going to click on these pieces. I don't really need that center piece, so I'm not going to click on that. And I want to have the same number as before, or actually, maybe I want one less. I'm going to do 7 instead. And I'm going to make this number the same as this number, so 0.21 in my case. It can be something different for yours, and that's going to make them repeat. And it gets kind of messy here with all these numbers here, but you can see that's now repeating, and they're exactly lined up with the center there. And obviously that does not look as good as my first one, but I'm doing this purposefully a little off so that you get to play with this and find out what looks good for you. So again, that's called linear pattern. It's a fun way to make repeating objects in a line like you see there. Hope this helps you with your design. Enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in